Welcome to Journeys in Transformation Analytics. Again, we have two wonderful leaders from Alcon, which is the global leader in eye care, David Nutchey and Srinivas Ravilisetty. David is the Director of Commercial Data and Technology, and Srini is Alcon's IT Analytics lead. And one of the themes that has come up repeatedly during our conversation, David and Srini, is this mention about community of practice, this broader notion around democratization of data. It's a buzzword on one element, where a lot of people talk about it, and at the same time, it seems there's a lot of things that you have got going here, where you have put a lot of meat to the bone, I would say, on this topic. So, can you share a little bit about when you say the democratization of data? What do you mean? David, maybe you can start, and Srini, I can come to you next.
Sure. For us, at least in the U.S. organization, it means that we have that capability of providing data to our users, our commercial teams, so they can self-service and they can answer a lot of their own basic questions, and without having to be dependent upon an IT group or even somebody like my group. Obviously, both of our groups are involved in the preparation of the data and packaging it up in such a way. And Srini's team is really involved in making sure we have the right tools that are fit for purpose so that they can do those self-evaluations or self-discovery. But that's really what that means to me, is that we enable our commercial partners to ask the questions themselves and discover those answers themselves. Whereas we do, on the analytics and insights team, we do some of that heavier lifting from both data preparation and ultimately maybe some of those deeper dives into the analytics and what does it really tell us? What does that dark data tell us? What can we take away from that?
Wonderful. And Srini, so how did you guys go about doing that?
For us, again, as I was mentioning before, is we are into this world where we believe more in self-service rather than trying to build things as IT. So provisioning data and provisioning tools and technologies for the business to be able to use them, right, and deliver the insights. So I think the shift in that approach also requires people to be upskill the people with the talent and get the right training in technologies and tools. Now, with that in mind, we are in the process of starting some communities of practices with certain technologies, tools. The whole idea is where the analytics community within Alcon can come together and share the ideas and leverage ideas across different countries and different regions. Like David's group, and what they have done has been leading in most of the things that we've been trying to do on our Foresight platform. Now, we do want others to get help from those, right, in terms of technologies. And then when we talk about communities of practice, what we normally do is try to have some kind of analytics summits every year, so that people can come together, talk about various things different groups are doing, what are the different technologies, how the technology is helping the business in one area versus the other area. And we talk about all those things, and we use forums like Yammer and other things where people can actually communicate and distribute knowledge. And as part of that, there is also an effort on our end to upskill some of the individuals in the organization, so that they have better insights into these tools and technologies. But that's a journey. We have just started doing that. And as you know, the technology landscape is not small. It's a big one. So it's not possible to everyone to learn everything. So it's a community of practice is very important, so that people can share and try to deliver the solution.
And how are you thinking about outside talent? You talked about upskilling, you talked like internal talent that is there. What about outside talent, people you're hiring from outside, from schools, from any insight and from that perspective?
So David can talk about that much better, because he has done a fantastic job with UTA. David, if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, thanks, Srini. So this year we had an opportunity to work with the University of Texas, Arlington, and one of their capstone projects for a master's program in business analytics, and really had an opportunity to provide that group of students 4 different analytical challenges, which they took on, and they came back to us with some interesting insights based on their analytics against that. But really what it did for us as an organization was to open our minds and open our eyes to the type of talent that is coming out of different universities. What is out there? What are they learning? And how would that fit into any given organization? And at the same time, when we've been hiring team members, we've been looking for people with a diversity of experience so that they can bring in fresh ideas into the group, which then once again just refreshes that entire population, that entire group, which then allows us to take that next step forward.
Fascinating. So a lot of things around thinking about the fit for purpose tools, as you said, enabling with the right kind of collaboration technologies at times like Yammer, and bringing them together in conferences, having communities of learning groups, as well as thinking about talent, the outside talent in different ways, bringing in diversity of thought in the whole process. Fascinating story, David and Srini. Thank you so much for sharing it. And a lot of, like I said, a lot of our clients think about democratization of data, and you have laid out kind of a step-by-step approach about what are the elements of that they need to think about as they go about in this journey. Appreciate it, and thank you so much.